Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel, Greyhound DFS. I got 6 plays for you that I like today for the early slate. If you get any value out of this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for me. It helps me out a ton. Let's get right into it. So at point guard, I like Kyrie Irving. He didn't have the best game last game, but he didn't have a terrible game. He's only 7,800. He is averaging 32.9 minutes per game, giving you 48.5 fantasy points per game. He is playing at home against the Milwaukee Bucks. He is projected for 48. He's projected for 45 fantasy points. Milwaukee's ranked 16th at his position and ranked 10th in defense. Milwaukee is a good team. They got enough good players to where they could run a scheme on him or whatever, but I doubt that they will. Now, shooting guard, I like Lou Williams. Lou Williams is only 6,700 going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. This game is on the road. However, it's going to be a higher paced game, and Paul George is not playing. He's averaging 30 minutes a game, giving you 33.7 fantasy points per game. He hasn't really had too many bad games. His last game against Orlando, he only gave you 23 fantasy points. I don't know why that was. Well, right there, he was 4 for 14 from the field. His shots were just not falling. Yeah, that's who he played. New Orleans is ranked 13th at his position and ranked 27th in defense. Then at small forward, I like Brandon Ingram. No Drew Holiday, so he's gonna get more shot attempts. He had 25 shot attempts last game. He shot 8 threes as well, shot 20 free throws. I mean, what more do you want? He's averaging 34.5 minutes per game and giving you 44.2 fantasy points per game. He's going against the Clippers, who are ranked 6th at his position and ranked 14th in defense. He's projected for 46 fantasy points, as I believe Kawhi Leonard's not going to guard him the entire game. So his shots will come throughout the game. Then at power forward, I like Derek Favors. Derek Favors is averaging 24 minutes a game, giving you 28 fantasy points per game. His last game against Utah, he gave you 50 fantasy points for 36 minutes. He was 10 of 12 from the field, so he almost didn't miss a shot. The Clippers are ranked 23rd at his position and ranked 14th in defense. Zubac will be guarding him. Zubac ain't all that, so I like Derek Favors. Derek Favors is projected for 28 fantasy points today. And then at my center position, I like Montrezl Harrell. He hasn't played the best. I'll take that back. He had a decent game against Orlando. He had 31 fantasy points for 23 minutes. Shot the ball 15 times. I could see him shooting the ball a little bit more today against New Orleans with Paul George not being out. He's going to get a couple of extra shot boost. He's averaging 28.8 minutes per game, giving you 33.8 fantasy points. I have no reason to believe that he would get less than that. New Orleans is ranked 25th at his position and ranked 27th in defense. Higher pace game, pace increase in this game. He's projected for 33 fantasy points today. Then at my other guard spot, I like Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie had a great game against Philly. He had 41 fantasy points, 26 real points, 8 assists. Shot the ball 16 times, 10 free throws, 8 three-pointers. He's averaging 31.1 minutes per game, giving you 37.6 fantasy points per game. He's playing at home against Milwaukee, and they might be focusing on Kyrie, so it might help him out. And Kyrie, he'll be all right. But Spencer Dinwiddie is playing against Milwaukee. Milwaukee is ranked 16th at his position and ranked 10 in defense. So this is 6 players that I like for the early slate. I'm about to go ahead and find you some players that I like for the main slate. All right, so I got you some players that I like for the main slate. There's probably not going to be no CJ McCollum. So I like Damian Lillard. He had a heck of a game last night. I'd like for him to continue this, like a snowball effect. He's averaging 36.7 minutes per game, giving you 46.8 fantasy points per game. Last night he had a 55, 34 points, 10 assists, shot the ball 25 times, shot 10 threes, shot 7 free throws. So he played 40 minutes. I like to see him do the same thing. OKC is ranked 14th at his position and ranked 8th in total defense. He's projected for 45 fantasy points tonight. Gotta like him. And then I like Donovan Mitchell. His usage rate went up since Mike Conley's been out. He's averaging 34 minutes a game, giving you 39 fantasy points per game. He had a 62 against New Orleans last game. He might not get 62 this game, but who knows? Sacramento is ranked 29th at his position and ranked 11th in defense. So as a team, their defense isn't bad. But at their position, they're not very good. Even though they have De'Aaron Fox, who's like a blur. But anyway, he had 46 real points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Shot the ball 34 times. Oh my God. 15 threes and 7 free throws. Jesus. He's projected for 37 fantasy points against Sacramento. So I like him. If he's going to shoot the ball 34 times, come on, man. You need him you need to roster him. And then at center, I like Christian Wood. I know he didn't play very much against Boston, but the 2 games before that, he had a 41 and a 47. So I like him to bounce back against Atlanta. Atlanta is 27th at his position and 30th. He's projected for 20 fantasy points. He's averaging 16.8 minutes a game and 19.5 fantasy points per game. My bad, that's my Twitter. If you're playing DFS, you better have a Twitter. And then that's why I do my videos bright and early, so ain't nobody bugging me. But not that anybody's bugging me, I'm just saying. Then I like Russell Westbrook at my other guard spot. He is averaging 35 minutes per game, giving you 48.7 fantasy points. His last 2 games, he's given you a 69.8 and a 56.5 fantasy point outing. Shooting the ball a ton, over 20 shots a game. So you got to roster him. He's only 9,300. I don't care if it's against the Lakers. Doesn't matter to me. LeBron's not going to be guarding him, so it really doesn't matter. Russell Westbrook is projected for 48.7 fantasy points, which is what he averages. I feel like he might get more than that, though, because they might try to double-team James Harden, which that's a possibility every game. But the Lakers are ranked 11th at his position and ranked 2nd in defense. So I like Russell Westbrook. Look at his shot attempts. 22, 23, 26, 22, 22, 28, 32, 22, 21, 31, 25. If he shot 55%, dude, that'd be crazy. He shoots 43%. If he shot 55%, that'd be amazing. Then at my forward spot, I got Jason Tatum. He's only 7,100. His usage is going to go up because Jaylen Brown hurt his thumb, and he is not playing today. So I like Jason Tatum today. Fun fact, Jason Tatum is like 4th in jersey sales so far this season. He's averaging 34 minutes a game, giving you 38.7 fantasy points per game. His last 4 games, fantasy point wise, he's giving you a 31.8, a 38, a 63.5, and a 39.5. He's getting close to 15, 20 shots a game, shooting 42%. Now, if he could shoot 50%, that'd be pretty sweet. But he's going against Phoenix, and he is at home. No Kelly Oubre. I don't believe. I think he got a concussion, so he won't have to be worrying about him because I like him. He's a pretty good defender, and I'm pretty sure anyway. I watched their games. He's really athletic, so I don't see why he can't defend. Maybe it's a matter of if he tries or not, gives effort. But anyway, Phoenix Suns are ranked 13th at his position, and they are ranked 17th in defense. So middle of the pack. He's projected for 38.5 fantasy points today, which is right around his average. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't get that. I mean, he had 40 minutes last game against Milwaukee. I think they lost by like 3 or 4. There's a score right there. They lost by 5. And that's what I like. So these are my 5 players for the 7 p.m. slate. You can see right up here this ticking clock. 7 hours, 1 minute. You got 7 hours and 1 minute until it's time to lock these picks in. As I always end my video, if you got any value out of this, please smash that like button, please. And subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Tell me your favorite player. Tell me who you think's going to stink it up. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. Like I say, if you're playing DFS and you're kind of taking it serious, you should probably make you a Twitter account. All the NBA players, all the NFL players, MLB players, hockey players, most of them have Twitter. All the beat writers have Twitter. They give you injury reports. They got specialized Twitter accounts that just deal basically with injuries and tweet out the injury reports and stuff like that. So anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at Greyhound DFS. I'll probably put a link to it in the comments. But anyway, that's my video, man and women. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Good luck.